Okay. Independent is the distant travel in miles.
Why is that illegal?
They made it that way. Because some crazy people, you know. Laws come about because of one or two crazy people. Independent is the distant travels in miles.
It's so weird how some people, like Mr. Promised and Mr. Velasco, they're not even cute.
Dependent.
They're like way older than you, and they're both married.
Is gasoline remaining. The gasoline left. Gasoline left in gallons. So that's the number of gallons left in the tank. That's the independent. What is the x-intercept and what it means? The x-intercept is about 340. X-intercept
Yes, it is illegal.
is
How are you gonna tell me?
340 and 0, which means
Sometimes English comments pisses me off.
which means which means um, 340 miles and there's no gallons left. If you travel 340 miles,
She said it was.
there would be no gas left.
No, you're very close to mine,
Okay, what's the rate of change? Now, rate of change, you need it because this is very hard to tell on where is the exact. If I do it really, really close, the exact is not there, the exact is not there, not here, the exact is not here either, the exact is at 9.
Oh my god.
If you look at it very closely, at
sorry.
10, it's still not right there, where 9, at 9 gallons, it's right in the middle. So that's a good spot to choose. Another good spot to choose to find it right in the middle, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here's a little bit off, right there. So any of those points would have been good for you to choose because it's exact. It hits the corner exactly where it is. So I'm going to use either you use here or here. I was fine with that. And you'll get a different answer than this, but it's also correct if you use the N. It's a little bit different. Your answer still is divide into 0.041, something like that. But the most accurate are these two because it's right in the middle. It's harder to find. So the rate of change is 0.14. I'm going to use that. And here 120 and 9. 120 miles, 9 gallons of gas. Okay, so rate of change is 9 minus 14 over, remember, it's my2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Rate of change is slope. 120 minus 0, so you get negative 5 over 120, or reduced to 1 over 24. Negative. The unit rate, this is the rate of change. Unit, remember, is 1. So So the bottom number needs to be 1. So to divide this, you get negative 0.04 over 1. Calculator, okay. If you look at the calculator here, this is different from 1 divided by 24 equals to 0.041. It's rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, 666. And the other number you get about the same too. So this is unit rate. That means it's going down 0.4 gallons of gas every mile for 1 mile. Okay? I'll write an equation of the line in point slope form and in slope intercept form. Point slope is y, always annotate y minus y1 equals to m parentheses x minus x1. Slope intercept is y equals to mx plus b. Okay.
Mr. Khan just randomly out of the blue started teaching slope. We don't know the slope.
Now, write an equation of a line. Okay, so we use slope. Okay, remember fractions, not decimals. Okay, so I'm going to use 0.14 because it's an easier number than 120 and 9. So I'm going to use 0.14. Slope is, in this case, is reduced to 1 over 24. I'm going to write it here so I don't forget or make mistakes. Alright, point slope, y minus y1, which is 14, equals to the slope, negative 1 over 24, times x minus 0. Y minus 14 equals to distribute, that's negative 1 over 24, x plus 0. So add 14, you get point slope is like this. Y intercept is y equals negative 1 over 24, x plus 14. That's your answer from there. Okay? That's your answer. Octavio is renewing his video game subscription. 1 package offer to renew the games, 3 years for $26. So 3 years for $26. The other one is offers a second package offer to renew the games for 5 for $38. 5 for $38. Right? In slope intercept form, linear means a line, so this is going to create a line. Y equals to mx plus b. So let's find m first. M equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y2 is 38 minus 26 over x2, 5 minus 3. 12 over 2, so m is here 6. So if m is 6, doesn't matter which one you use, you're going to get the right answer. I'm going to use 5 and 38. So y minus y1, which is x and y1 minus 38 equals to 6 parentheses, x minus 5. Distribute, it's 6x minus 30 equals to y plus minus 38. Add 38, and then you get y equals to 6x plus 8. Explain how you know your graph is correct. Okay, let's graph this. Okay, we got slope of 6. Slope of 6 is harder, but we can count by 2. It will work to include all these other numbers too. So I can count by 2. It's easy to count when my slope is 6 over 1. The years, down here is the years. Okay, numbers of years. On the side here, I wrote this too close, guys. Don't write too close to the graph. Didn't realize that. Number of years, and this is cost of subscription. This is cost, okay, of subscription. That's what it says up here. Anyways, make it fit or write subscription here. Oh, my writing is horrible. I need a, okay, the cost, I'm going to go by 2 because my slope is up 2. M is up 6 over 1. I can count easily. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Okay, number of years I'm going to do by 1 because my largest year here so far is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll stop there. Okay, graph it. Y-intercept is at 8. That means the initial fee is $8. Wilcox? Hey, what's up? No, I haven't called him. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. No. Oh, well. Oh. Yeah. So 170 is off. I'm recording, honey. I'll call you right back, okay? All right, bye. You can connect these lines because costs can be in cents, years can be in days, can be broken down into days, hours, months, minutes, and costs can be go down to pennies. So these costs, you can connect the lines, including all those things. Some graph you can't, this graph you can. Explain how you know your graph is correct. How I know my graph. The graph is correct because I'm going to do 3 and 26. 3 and 26 is right here. And 5 and 38 is right here. And that's in our information given here. Okay, that's how one thing I know for sure it's correct because how do I know my graph is correct? The graph is correct because the given coordinate Shh, you're all recorded. Your parents don't want you to hear you say these things.
Oh, you were talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I was looking.
I know you were looking at the pictures there, but the graph is correct because the given information, those are a great question to ask your parents though. Of 3 and 26 and 5 and 38 on the graph. In addition, the slope, the y-intercept of the graph the y-intercept of 8, the y-intercept of 8 is right there on the graph, which is stated in the equation, the linear equation. Okay, you need to explain with examples written in there and not just because the graph looked right. Okay, more vocabulary words is nice. Y-intercept, linear equation, given information. Determine the y-intercept and explain what the y-intercept represents in this problem. Okay, determine the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept is 0, 8, which represents 0 years, $8, which represents the cost of $8 for probably a setup fee or something, an initial fee of some sort, because it's 0 years to enroll or something. Could be something like that. Okay, number 2 here, or number 3. Okay, on here is, I mentioned this in class, Ashley participated in 14-kilometer walkathon to raise money for her favorite charity. The table shows Victoria's time at the beginning and end of the walkathon. Write an equation that shows the relationship of the table to your right. So the relationship is 0 times 0 kilometers. So 1.5 there. To write the equation, we need to find a rate. So find a rate is slope. Remember, it's x1, y1, x2, y2. So the slope of this is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y2 is 15 minus 0 over 1.5 minus 0. So you got 15 over 1.5. Let's divide that. Calculator, 15 divided by 1.5, you get 10. The slope is 10. Okay, the slope is 10. That means 10 kilometers for every 1 hour. That's what it means. Okay, so the equation is distance equals to the rate, which is 10 kilometers per hour, times the number of hours, or in this case hours, or times time, how much time is given. Let's use time, how much hours. You can do that. What does each variable and number represent? Okay, d equals to distance, distance walked in kilometers. Okay, now 10 is the rate or the speed. The person is walking. In 1 hour. Rate or speed of walking. We'll shorten it like that. H stands for the hours the person's been walking in the marathon. Okay, if Ashley walked at her average speed for the walkathon, how far did she walk in 45 minutes? Now we need to change this into decimal in order to use D equals to 10 times the number of hours. The hours, you can't put 45 minutes. You need to turn it into a decimal, so divide this by 60. 45 divided by 60 is 0.75. So hours is 0.75. So D equals to 10 times 0.75. You multiply that, then D equals to 7.5. Okay, D stands for distance now, walked in the kilometers. So the distance that Ashley walked for 45 minutes is the distance that Ashley walked in 45 minutes is 7.5 kilometers. Okay? If Victoria walked an average speed, if Victoria walked at her average speed for the walkathon, how long would it take her to walk 8.4 miles? Okay, so we know that this is the distance they give you. So distance equals to the rate of 10 times the number of hours. How long they want, how many hours it takes her to walk that long. So in this case, H is missing. So we got 8.4 equals to 10 times H, divide by 10, divide by 10. Okay. That is 84. Okay, just to make sure, 8.4 divided by 10. 8.4 divided by 10. Look at that. I moved my decimal in the wrong spot. She's walked 0.84 miles. Oh no, it's H stand for hours. See how I said miles is not. We're not finding how long. It took her 0.84 hours. So 0.84 hours, we want to find it. How long is it in minutes? We put that over 100, times it by 60 for a minute, for an hour. Cross cancel, we get 84 divided by 10. No, 84 times 6 first. 84 times 6 first. 84 times 6, and then we divide that by 10. Well, it's 50 minutes. A little bit over 50 minutes. It would take Victoria 50.4 minutes to walk 8.4 kilometers. Okay, here we go. Michael has two jobs. His first job is mowing lawns, which makes him $12 an hour. Michael's second job is at the movie theater, making $9.50 per hour. Use the variable x, the number of hours Michael worked mowing the lawn. Write an expression represent the amount he earns mowing lawns. So x is the mowing lawns. Lawns, he makes $12 per hour. $12 per means times. So 12 times the number of hours, and they said to use x for hours. So instead of h, you put x, $12 per hour. That's for Michael mowing the lawn. How much would Michael earn mowing lawns if he worked 5 hours and 15 minutes? Now, you need to make this into a decimal in order to multiply. You cannot multiply if it's not in a decimal. So that's over 60. So 15, sorry, you guys didn't see this. Didn't realize. Okay, calculator. 15 divided by 60 equals to 0.25. Okay, so basically 12 times 5.25. 15 minutes is 0.25. So 5 hours and 0.25 minutes. Not minutes, it's 5.25 hours. Multiply that. Calculator. I need a separate calculator. So it is 5.25 times equals $63. He made $63. Michael, now remember on your test tomorrow to write it in a complete sentence. Oh, I spelled Michael's name wrong. Will earn $63 for working 5 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, next one. When mowing the lawn, how long would it take? Oh, I didn't change the names. Okay, your test, Alexis, I'm going to have your name in it. So this would be Michael. Sorry. Earn $99. Okay, so we know that it's $12 an hour times the number of hours, and they're going to earn $99. Okay, divide by 12, divide by 12, x equals to 99 divided by 12 equals 8.25, and x represents hours. That means 5.25 over 100 times 60. Okay, that gives you 25 times 6 equals, divided by 10, 15. So 8 hours and 15 minutes. Michael, oh my goodness, I'm here so late, so everyone's calling me. Oh, I'll call Miss Cage later. Oh, my best buddy. Michael would have to work 8 hours, Michael would have to work 8 hours and 15 minutes because 0.25 an hour is 15 minutes. Okay, and this is how the work goes. Make sure you know how to do that on the test. Use the variable y for the number of hours. Michael worked at the theater. Write an expression representing the amount he earned. So he makes $9.50 an hour at the theater times the number of hours by, see you tomorrow, times the number of hours. That's the expression. Okay. Working for the theater. If he worked 11 hours and 30 minutes, well, 30 minutes, 0.5, huh? That's easy. 11.5 hours. So 950 times 11.5. Let me get a calculator instead of showing it on there every time. 950 times, or 9.5 times 11.5 equals, let me just double check my calculators. 9.5 times 11 point, let me do this again. 9.5 times 11.5 equals, oh no, too many times, what in the world? 9.5, you guys need to know when you type in a typewriter, a calculator, that it doesn't come out. You need to know that it's wrong. Okay, so this equals to $109.25. So if Michael worked at the theater for 11 and a half hours, he would make, if Michael worked at the theater for 11 and a half hours, he will earn $109.25. Okay. Okay, how much when working at the theater, how long would it take Michael to earn this much? Okay, so we know that Michael's earning is 9.5 times the number of hours he's worked, and that's going to get him $76. So you have to divide by 9.5, divide by 9.5. Okay, so 76 divided by 9.5. 8 hours. That's a nice, easy number. You don't have to find how many minutes. Okay, so Michael will have to work 8 hours to earn $76. Okay. Michael has set a goal of earning $396. Write an equation to express. So write an equation. Annotate. He sets a goal of earning this much, so equals to that much. An equation to express how he can meet his goal by mowing lawns and working at the theater. So mowing lawns was $12 per hour. They say to use X, plus working at the theater was $9.50 per hour for every hour he worked. And his goal is to make $396. That's the total. So if Michael worked 14 hours mowing lawn, how many hours will he need to work, oh my gosh, to work at the theater to meet his goal? There's the word to, sorry. If Michael worked 14 hours mowing the lawn, mowing lawn is X, hours for X, okay? How many hours will he need to work at the theater? How many hours working at the theater to meet his goal? Okay, so they gave us x is 14. Substitute that in. So 12 times 14. 12 times 14 is 168 plus the 9.5y equals to 396. So working at the theater, he only makes $168. So he has to figure out how many hours he need to work at the theater. Plus 9.5y equals to 3.6 minus 168 minus the amount from the theater. So we get 398 minus 168 equals $200. No, I'm punching it wrong. That's not 200. It's 396. 396, not 398. 396, right? Yes. Minus 168 equals 200. I think I can do this faster by hand than a calculator. 9.5y divide by 9.5 divide by 9.5. Okay, divide by 9.5. 24, perfect number. So y equals to 24, and y represents working at the theaters, hours working at the theaters. So he would have to work at the theater for 24 hours to make up the difference of $288 to make $396. Okay, so Michael will need to work 24 hours at the theater to make $228. When add this 228, you add it to making the amount at the mowing the lawn, 168, you get 396, which is the total he wants. Okay? That's how you do that one. Graph, remember, slope is 1/2. That means up 1, right 2. And the y-intercept is at 1. So number at least some of them so we know what you are counting by. Okay, y-intercept is at 1, so right here is 1. That means you go up 1, the slope is up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. And we can continue this patterns forever. That's why they put an arrow going that way, and we can continue going down 1, left 2, and get the same thing to make the line nice and long. Okay, the last one here, the y-intercept, m is -1/3. That means down 1, right 3. The y-intercept is at -5. So here's 2. Okay, 4, 6, 8, 10, -2, -4, 8, okay, that's 2. Okay, y-intercept is at -5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from there you go down 1, right 3, 1, 2, 3. Down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. Okay, run out of room, I go up 1, left 3. Oops, wrong one. Alright, connect the dots and we are done. Thank goodness. Okay.